Okay, continuing our low ab core training, we're going to go to the next level of pelvic tilt exercises, and this time we're going to go where our legs are up, and we're going to do the same thing we did on the previous exercise, except we're going to start at the top. So, hand under his L3 vertebrae, set the TVA, turn the pelvic girdle down so he feels pressure on his hands. That way he can monitor the muscle that's on, and slowly, at one at a time, he's going to take one to the floor and back up. Very slowly, even slower than that on the way up. Very slow on the way down, maintaining this pressure while using his hip flexor as a prime mover, stabilizing his hip line with his lower abdominal wall and his internal stabilizer, the TVA, transverse abdominis. Okay, that is the next level. Ascending up, now he's going to stand up. The problem with doing this exercise is this is actually very neurological, so we are making a connection with your lower abdominal wall, but once we're up, your transverse abdominis, which is the body's main stabilizer, is actually motion and position specific. So we need to do some things to train this, to neurologically connect this while we're in an upright bipedal position. So he's going to stand on one leg, he's going to set his TVA, breathe it out, breathes in, keeping an erect posture, and moves his leg forward to back very slowly, all the way back. Take it all the way back, and then all the way forward, very slowly, keeping this on. That's a little too fast. Move it really slowly. This is the same thing we did on the ground, except we are now doing it in a functional position, in a more of a sport-specific application. This is where you're obviously going to be when you kick, when you move along the floor. And this will actually give the coordination and be able to stabilize while he's still using his hip flexor as prime mover in a kicking or a stepping motion. Okay, very good. Now, the last part of this that we're going to give you, there's many more, but there's only so much time. So we're going to call this a low ab curl. You can use a Swiss ball, and primarily the reason I suggest a Swiss ball is so that we create a static angle between his legs at approximately a 90-degree angle, but that this angle does not change, so we don't get this motion and turn his hip flexors on. This would be more of an isolation exercise for his lower abdominal wall. So he comes up, rolls it into his chest, and then rolls it down, but doesn't want to come down, touch the sacrum. He comes back here like this, comes down, comes almost down, and then rolls it back up. This is a very difficult exercise. Extremely, it takes a lot of core strength. Some of you may not get here right away, but this is where we're going. And you're going to do, 8, 10, 12, a couple, 3 sets, if you can do it, and then back down again. Okay. Now, another way to do this, if you're unable to use the ball and you need more stabilization, is, you can turn this way, Jim, is that he can use me as an anchor, or a squat cage in the gym, and he can just use, keeping the same angle and coming up and using this as a low ab curl, pulling on me for stabilization while he's turning on and keeping tense and keeping tight his low ab. Now, let's go ahead and turn this a little bit this way so you can see a little bit more. Okay. All right. Now remember, don't put your sacrum back on the ground. You come all the way down and stop. You notice how his legs aren't moving, the hip flexors are isolated, and this is a low abdominal work completely. Okay? Thank you.